my CD collection beginning with the letter E. So here we have the Eagles, or Eagles I should say. So this here is a studio album pack of all the studio albums of the Eagles from 1972 to 1979. Picked this up for about €20, and I'm a huge Eagles fan, so I had to get it. I didn't have their albums from before, but you can see here, I think they call that a clamshell case. You open that up, and then all the CDs are in kind of like this retro vinyl feel, but they're in CDs. So it's just basically a cardboard sleeve, and then you take the CD out that way. So for me, this was a good way to get all the albums, because I wasn't going to go and spend €10-15 on each album to get them, and I am a big Eagles fan, as I said. On the back then we've got the all the album details and credits and song listings, so that's very convenient because some of these covers don't show all the song credits. But we start off with this one here. So this is the debut album from the Eagles, just called Eagles. This is a great one. I'll just give you an idea of some of the tracks on this one. So Take It Easy, Witchy Woman, they're probably the most well-known songs on this album. Peaceful Easy Feeling is on it as well. So yeah, I'm a fan of that album, but again, it's very kind of country folk rock, so it's not really one of my favourite Eagles albums, shall we say. The next one then, Desperado, of course, this one here. This one has the track Desperado, which is one of their best songs. Tequila Sunrise, Doolin Dalton. So a good album, but to be fair, it's still in that kind of a folk rock sort of vibe. So great things still to come. We've got On the Border, this one here. So that's got Already Gone. And James Dean is a good song. And The Best of My Love. But again, we're still in the very kind of folk rock country kind of genre with this. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan of that album. In my opinion, things start kicking up a gear here with One of These Nights. This is when Don Felder comes into the band, and his guitar playing, absolutely fantastic lead guitar player. So we've got One of These Nights, which is a brilliant song. We've got Lion Eyes, Take It to the Limit, After the Thrill Is Gone, I Wish You Peace. Absolutely brilliant stuff on this album. And in my opinion, this is when the Eagles really started kicking it up a gear. And of course, that very famous photograph on the back, and you can see Don Felder added to the band there as a fifth member, and he really makes a brilliant contribution on this album. I should mention he was on the album previously, On the Border, but he didn't make as big a contribution. Okay, so for the next album, Hotel California, I have two versions of it, and we'll get to that in a second. This is the version in the box set, and I always loved that cover. I just think it's absolutely fantastic. Hotel in California, what more do you want on the cover of an album? And then the songs on this, like, this is almost a perfect album. Hotel California, New Kid in Town, Life in the Fast Lane, Wasted Time, Victim of Love, Pretty Maids All in a Row, Try and Love Again, and The Last Resort. Almost perfect album. I'm going to do a review of this album, so stay tuned to the channel, and I will run through each track and explain to you what my favourite tracks are and why I think it's an almost perfect album, not a perfect album. But just to say, Joe Walsh comes in on this one and he replaces Bernie Leadon, and I think that was a masterstroke by the band. Joe Walsh was already a very respected solo artist and fantastic guitar player, fantastic slide guitar player in his own right, but when he joined up with the Eagles, they turned from being a decent country rock band to a proper country rock band, hard rock band. They really were able to mix it with the best in them in the late 1970s, and I think Hotel California is one of the reasons for that. So then the bass player left, Randy Meisner, and he was replaced by Timothy B. Schmidt, and then they recorded their last album of the 1970s and their last album for quite a while, The Long Run. This one was released in 1979. It's got some good tracks in it. The Long Run, I Can't Tell You Why, In the City, which is a Joe Walsh one, Heartache Tonight is a good one. But to be honest, I think the Eagles had kind of run out of steam, and they decided to part ways at that point in time, and it was probably for the better, because then when they came back in the 1990s, it was one of the biggest reunions of all time. So there you go, the Eagles. We'll stick them up there on the shelf. As I mentioned before, Hotel California, I have this version of it here on CD. I bought that before I bought the packaging, and it has just a lot more information on the back there, and also it's got the liner notes in the sleeves. So for me, I have no problem having 2 copies of Hotel California because it's an absolutely fantastic album. Next one we have is another Eagles. This was my sort of introduction to Eagles after I, moved out and didn't have my own copy of Eagles music, because my parents had all the Eagles music in the house growing up. But this is Eagles' Greatest Hits. It's 2 albums, 33 songs, and it's got all the hits from the first. Actually, I think it's from all the albums. I think there's stuff even from Hell Freezes Over on this one. This one was released in 2008, so absolutely brilliant to get that. The next batch of stuff I have is, again, this was my brother-in-law's that he was throwing out, so I just picked up. Not a big fan of this band, but they were big in the 1990s. They're a band called Embrace. So there's a couple of albums there. The Goodwill out and Dawn from Memory. I've never listened to these, actually. They've been in my collection a few years now, and I've never actually listened to them. And I have some CD singles from them as well. Embrace My Weakness Is None of Your Business, and another band called Eels, who I didn't even know I had there on the shelf. Nova Came for the Soul. So yeah, I'll have to give them a listen at some point, but I'm in no rush to do it because I've much more important albums to be listening to. And then this masterpiece I only added to collection in the last 2 weeks, Tarkus by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Really enjoying this one. An absolutely brilliant album, concept album by progressive rock legends Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I think it's their 2nd studio album, and yeah, one of my favourite progressive rock albums of all time. Really enjoying listening to this one, and great artwork on it as well, and it wasn't that expensive. So, you know the drill. Let me know in the comments what you think of my collection on the letter E. Is there any bands I'm missing? Please put it in the comments below. Is there anything I have here that I should try out? Please let me know that as well. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you could also subscribe, because it really helps me out. And I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.